I've been getting some more fall styles in for barefoot shoes, and I just picked up quite a few boxes, so I thought it'd be fun if we unbox some of these new fall styles together. The first ones I want to talk about are Shapen. Shapen has a pretty big fall boot line, so I've already tried and reviewed a lot of those. So if you look at some of my older fall blog posts with boots, you can kind of look at some of those again, and I'll be updating those. I got 2 of their newer kind of dressier styles. The first one is these Sheen Loafers. Loafers seem super big for fall, and barefoot shoes are coming out with a lot of different versions of their own, so that's really fun. These actually came out last fall in just the black patent, I think. And this fall they have the Sheen Loafers in a few different like uppers and different styles. So this is still a patent leather, but it's got these really fun studs all over them, so they kind of look more like grunge edgier. Let's try these on first. My size within Shapen varies depending on obviously if it's like a loafer, boot, or sneaker, and if it's their regular barefoot or wide barefoot. So not all of Shapen comes in the regular and wide barefoot. These Sheen Loafers just come in their just one size. So for these I got a size EU37 based on my 23.3 centimeter feet, and that tends to be pretty typical. Like I'll get an EU38 in sneakers, and then an EU37 in sandals, and then sometimes in a shoe like this where it's just slip on where I can't tie anything down. So if it's too big, then it's just way too big because there's no way to do it. So these are the Sheen Loafers, so let's try them on. Okay, so these are patent leather, and so they're a little bit stiffer, and there's no like elastic insert right here on the tongue. So these for me are a little bit tough to get on, honestly. So if you have a really high volume foot, you might not be able to get these on. Once they are on, like right now I'm putting them on, the volume's great, but they are a little bit hard to get on. And because they are that patent leather, they are starting out a little bit stiffer. The sole is really flexible, and I've worn these soles before. Yeah, but they're not too bad in stiffness. Oh, these are really fun. These are really cute. I really like these studs on here. They just kind of bring it to the next level. Okay, so Sheen Loafers. The next up are their, let's see, these Jane Coco Flats. So, and these, let's see, these are both using the same sole, and so I got these in EU37 too. These are also, I think these are patent leather. These aren't quite as shiny, but still a little bit of shiny. With the strap detailing, these kind of look a little bit edgier too. So again, I got these in an EU37. Let's try them on. And you can always put a insole in with them if one, like a flat or loafer is like too high volume for you. Adding an insole is a really great way to just sort of adjust that and make it fit a little tighter, a little snugger. So these are really cute too. And yeah, this makes it so it's just a really easy, secure fit. I like these. Okay. Keeping on with kind of the Mary Jane dressier look for fall, this was one I was really excited about. It's from Lang.S. These are their Mira shoes. So it's Lang.S, language of the soil, formerly tiki shoes. So these are using a suede, maybe a nubuck, but they're using this kind of chunkier outsole. I really love the look on these, but these are still really light and really flexible. So I just put one on. These feels amazing on. I got these also in an EU37. So you can see this. Yeah, I think these look super cute, really soft, really flexible, and again, really lightweight, even with this chunkier look. So if you're wanting a chunky look, but you don't want the heaviness, this is a really great option. The next style from Langas is their Kombat Boots. These look chunky, but again, they're using the same outsole as these Mira Flats. So again, very lightweight and very flexible. I sized up to an EU38 for these, obviously because I'm gonna be wearing thicker socks with them. So these are just a black leather. They have a side zip. So trying them on, these feel really roomy around the toes and above the toes. Sometimes it's hard when you get like a lower volume boot and you put on that sock and then it feels tight on top. So these don't at all. I have actually quite a bit of room up on top, which I really like, obviously because I'm gonna be putting socks on there. And I just want more room in my boots. These feel great. And yeah, I'm glad I got the EU38 for the boots because the 37 with a sock would just be too tight on me. So if you were looking for a barefoot combat boot, I think for me personally, these are the favorite that I've tried just for how they feel and for how they look. And then continuing on with boots, now we have Freet. Freet has a lot of great hiking and walking shoes. This is one of their newer styles. It's called the Chamois, I think you say it, C-H-A-M-O-I-S. So this has a nubuck leather upper, which feels and looks really nice. It's a nice color of brown. They have a gusseted tongue right here. They've got these speed hooks to lace it faster. This is one of their more heavy duty lug patterns. It's still really lightweight and flexible. So if you're looking for more aggressive lugs, Freet has quite a few different options and just ones with some of these thicker lugs. So I got these in an EU39. In Freet sneakers, I'm usually an EU38, and so sizing up one for Freet is an EU39. For the Lang.S, like I mentioned before, theirs tend to run a little bit bigger, which is why I got a 37 in these and like their sneakers, and then I got the 38 in the boots. So the sizing varies a little bit based on the brand. Again, feel really roomy, really lightweight, kind of like I mentioned before with the Lang.S. They've got a lot of really nice volume. Some brands like Vivo Barefoot, they make really amazing boots, but theirs do tend to be a little bit lower volume. So for me, especially on boots, that's kind of tough. So I really appreciate brands like this where they're offering more volume, fits my foot a little bit better. This is an old / new brand. It's HighFeels. They were around for a while and then they closed for a few years, and then they recently opened back up and they just started shipping their orders again. The HighFeels sandals are really delicate and minimal, and they come with a few different strap options. So you can attach this Y strap to the back, and then they also have some that tie up the leg. So I'm trying them on right now. Here I have the Y strap on. So you kind of have like that more secure fit overall. You can obviously just wear them without any of the extra straps, and they feel surprisingly secure, but I mean, they're still gonna flap a little bit on the back, so I mean, I'm probably gonna wear them like this, but so there's 1, 2, and again, there's the third option that just ties up the leg. So I got an EU37, and they're like barely long enough. So that's kind of like for sizing go, but they're really cute. So that wraps up some of the newer styles that I've received. I'll update my blog posts and I'll put all of the links below to all of these with the discount codes so you can check out some of these newer fall barefoot styles.